Every day at midday. The LDR News Hour on Lake District Radio.
Welcome back to the LDR News Hour, where the time is 12:10. Now, you may not be aware of this, but yesterday the government made a major announcement about the future of Cumbria's councils. In short, the existing councils, that's Allerdale, Eden, Carlisle, Copeland, Barrow and South Lakeland, which have been around since 1974, are being done away with. Instead, they'll be absorbed into two unitary councils, East and West. Why? I have absolutely no idea. What will this mean to your average Cumbrian on the street? I have absolutely no idea either. One man who does, and who was very much in favour of the shake-up, is Councillor Mike Thompson, leader of Allerdale Council, which covers Keswick, Cockermouth, Workington and Maryport. Mike, thanks for joining us on the LDR News Hour. So why are we doing this, and what difference will it make?
Well, local government has changed a lot since 1974, both in their practices and the type of complexity of services provided. So whilst that's not the primary driver to change things, funding streams are different now, and we have to recognise the changes in government funding of local government in recent years and adapt accordingly.
And what difference is it going to make to, well, say, Allerdale Council, for example? I mean, are you still going to be in a job at the end of this?
Well, in 2 years' time, when this council comes to an end, as the leader of Allerdale Borough Council, I will cease to exist as such. What I will have to do is put myself forward for election for the new unitary authority. So, right. As an individual, I suppose I have a lot to lose at doing the role that I have, but I believe it's the right thing to do because it's going to provide better local government services across the whole of Cumbria.
Right, and sort of what is the wastage going to be in terms of councillors who will no longer be needed, I guess, across Cumbria?
That level of detail isn't currently known because the Boundary Commission will instigate an element of work, but I'm sure government officers and local government officers amongst all the councils in Cumbria will be engaging over the next couple of weeks to formulate a plan of what the structure of the new councils physically look like to operate.
Right, okay. And you say that it's going to benefit people in Cumbria generally. I mean, how is it going to do that in practical terms?
Well, in practical terms, I mean, if you speak to the average person on the street, as you've already alluded to, they don't know the different services that the different authorities are responsible for. All they want to do is phone a number of the council to report a problem, to get it resolved. So you have footway lighting, that's usually the borough council's responsibility, and then you have highway lighting, that's the county council's responsibility. I know that because I'm a councillor. Not everybody does. No. County council are responsible for potholes on the carriageway. The borough councils have certain footways that they're responsible for. So it's a real mix match of what different services are provided by different authorities. So it'll be a lot simpler and a lot more streamlined service moving forward. Right,
okay. So you mentioned the dread word potholes there. So if I see a pothole and my car goes in one, at the minute, you're right, I'm not quite sure who to approach about it, but you're saying now that there will be one sort of dedicated number in my area that I can ring and complain about and get it fixed.
Absolutely. And that's the whole idea of this restructure, is to simplify local government in Cumbria and make it far easier for our customers, who are the residents and visitors to the area, to use.
And how long has this been sort of germinating, Mike, in terms of, have you been in touch with other council leaders and other councillors about sort of the best way forward?
In recent years, certainly in the last 16 months, it's been right at the forefront, because there was certain leaders of authorities in the county wrote to government asking us to be considered for a local government restructure. But beyond that, it's been talked about for the last 20 years.
Right. Yeah, cool.
We've got there, and we're getting it over the line, which is a significant step forward.
And I know that from talking to a few people yesterday, there was a lot of nerves about, because the government, I think, was supposed to reveal this information at about 2 o'clock yesterday afternoon, and they didn't, and it was dragging on, and people weren't quite sure what was going on. Were you sort of biting your nails about what the government would actually come up with?
Absolutely, because we were all in the dark. Clearly there was 4 submissions made to government. We would accordingly, waiting to see if it was our bid that was successful.
Yeah. And were you around in 1974, Mike, when the councils were sort of last shaken up?
I was, but I was too.
Oh, well, there you go then.
I was actually born in Cumberland.
Oh, I see. Of course, yes, Cumberland. Oh, that's good stuff. Well, listen. So when does this come into force? Hopefully, I know it's got to go through various parliamentary hoops before it gets passed. But when are you hoping to sort of have these east-west councils?
Well, there will be shadow elections to the new councils in May 22, with the new councils being vested in April 23.
Right. So a bit to go yet, but it's all looking good.
A bit to go, but a lot of work to do before we get there.
Brilliant. Councillor Mike Thompson, leader of Allerdale Council, thanks very much for your time.